A local lawmaker is taking a run at the state's highest office. She says being a single mom from an urban area makes her a strong candidate. Democratic State Senator Karen Tallian of Portage has announced that she is actively campaigning for governor in 2016. The 4th District lawmaker, a 10-year veteran of the state Senate, tells Indiana Public Broadcasting Service she's been considering a gubernatorial run for 2 years. She says the State House has been under one-party control for too long. Tallian recently told Lakeshore's Steve Walsh why she thinks being from the region is an asset to her campaign.
I mean, I think that I know some things and have a different perspective on urban diversity, urban poverty, certainly on the kind of things that, we live in the heaviest industrial area of the state. We've got ore boats and blast furnaces. We've got pollution and we've got steel. We've got clean water issues.
Tallian will face off against a candidate she supported for governor in 2012, former House Speaker John Gregg. One academic leader in Northwest Indiana is also set for an expanded role in the region, heading up a new organization with a very familiar name. Dr. Karen Schmidt will soon add interim provost responsibilities at Purdue-Calumet to her current duties as Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs at Purdue University North Central. She'll serve both campuses starting this summer in anticipation of the unification of Purdue-Cal and Purdue North Central into the new Purdue Northwest. If officials get approval from the Higher Learning Commission, the school will become the 5th largest public university in Indiana. Schmidt says the provost job has a lot of responsibilities, and she's already moving ahead.
Oh, well, we're pretty far along in the process already, to tell you the truth. We've done a lot with unification. We have a lot of unified positions in administration, in information services, in the library, all kinds of areas. So we're working with academic programs, and faculty are meeting together to look at how can they work together more, to do things like have more courses available to students. So it's very exciting to be part of it. There's a lot to do, but it's very exciting to be part of this.
Schmidt succeeds Peggy Gerard, who is resigning for personal reasons on July 1st. The university's 2-campus unification is set to be completed in time for the 2016-2017 academic year. U.S. Senator Dan Coats of Indiana has introduced 2 pieces of federal legislation that could have major repercussions here in the Hoosier State. The first is a bipartisan bill to roll back or at least take some of the sting out of President Obama's Clean Air Plan. Coats joined 26 other senators to introduce the ARENA Act, which he says is necessary to ensure affordable and reliable energy in the Hoosier State. The major provisions of the bill extend compliance deadlines for energy producers trying to reduce CO2 emissions and provide a framework for EPA accountability. The second bill, the Indiana Merit Commission on Federal Judicial Appointments, calls for the appointment of a bipartisan panel to fill vacant judiciary seats. Indiana has several vacancies now, including one in the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals and a U.S. attorney position in the Southern District. Coates says the current system, in which senators submit names to the president, who then submits a candidate to the Senate, is open to political manipulation. The new bill is intended to make those appointments far more fair and impartial.
In this case, we've got a vetting process, and hopefully they will provide us with the names of qualified individuals that we can both agree on.
Though Senator Coates says he has discussed this proposal with Indiana Democratic Senator Joe Donnelly, Donnelly says this is the first time he's hearing about the Merit Commission plan. If you're going to be out on the roads at all from now through Memorial Day weekend, make sure to buckle up for safety. The Indiana State Police announced this week that law enforcement around the state will be mobilizing for the 2015 Click It or Ticket campaign. Throughout the week, from May 15th through the 31st, more than 200 state troopers will be working overtime conducting seatbelt patrols on Indiana state roads and interstates. Captain David Burston, Chief Public Information Officer for the Indiana State Police, says that while seatbelt usage in Indiana passenger vehicles is over 91%, there's still room for improvement. According to the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute, around 750 fatalities occurred on Hoosier State roadways just last year. Of those, almost 1/3 were unrestrained. Well, it's been a week of unrestrained joy for region baseball fans. On Tuesday, the Gary RailCats officially kicked off their 2015 preseason by taking on the Joliet Slammers. The RailCats have prepared a number of special promotions for fans this year, including Firework Fridays, Back to the Future Night, and a 5K run to benefit a local autism charity. On the field, the team is expecting to be very competitive. General Manager Brian Leiter says the RailCats have some new talent that should make for a great year.
New roster. We're going to be very young this year, so we only have 5 or 6 guys back from our team last season. So I think we're going to be exciting. I've been very pleasantly surprised with the team this spring. So I think there's going to be a lot of pieces for Skip to work with.
The RailCats have 4 more exhibition games before opening day on Thursday, May 21st. The Washington Park Zoo in Michigan City is opening this year with a new arrival. A baby tufted capuchin monkey is the latest addition to the zoo's primate exhibit. The baby, who was born on March 30th, can be seen clinging to its mother's back in the zoo's jungle building. Keepers say the new baby monkey is shy and they're not yet sure if it's a boy or a girl. The capuchin is just the newest member of the Washington Park Zoo family, which has been around since 1928. The zoo, which sits on 15 acres of Michigan City's Lakeshore, houses 90 animal species, including Bengal tigers, otters, and even a grizzly bear. Zookeepers say that though part of their mission is to educate the public about different species of animals, the zoo also helps save animal lives. Many of the animals and residents have been rescued because they can no longer survive in the wild.
For conservation points, some animals cannot be rehabilitated and put back into the wild. Injuries and other things that are preventing them to care for themselves, and to educate the public as well on the animals, whether they're injured or not, whether there's deforestation that's destroying their habitats, just to educate the public and have a good time too.
The zoo, which is open from 10 to 4 p.m. daily, will be welcoming visitors from now until the end of its 2015 season on October 31st. Some Northwest Indiana residents are finding plans for a new restaurant a little tough to swallow, and an old diet may give new life to failing memory. Those stories, plus Steve Walsh, coming up on Lakeshore Report.
Lakeshore Report wants to hear from you. Send your thoughts, concerns, questions, and story ideas to tvfeedback@lakeshorepublicmedia.org. You can also reach us on Facebook and Twitter at Lakeshore Report. Make sure to tweet us using the hashtag NWIPride, and you may see your comments on air. Lakeshore Report, providing you region-focused content.
Not in my backyard. That's the way some students are reacting to the news that a ChickFilA might be coming to Valparaiso University. As Stephen Lattimore reports, the lesbian, gay, and transgender community and its supporters are getting ready for a fight.
It wasn't supposed to be controversial, just a new plan to bring new food choices here to the campus of Valparaiso University. But what has resulted has been a group of angry students and teachers who say they don't want ChickFilA here on the campus. At Valparaiso University, the variety of choices at the cafeteria are numerous. But with changing diets and preferences, the university decided they needed to add more options, like a vendor that specializes in chicken, but not just any chicken, ChickFilA. The reaction has been overwhelming, but not in a good way.
I think it's really simple. You know, if people say that bringing ChickFilA to campus doesn't make them feel welcome, then the university should respect that.
Especially coming from a first-generation student, I want to be supportive with other students too, because you want to feel welcome on campus.
ChickFilA has a history of supporting anti-gay groups, and company officials have spoken out in opposition to same-sex marriage.
I would not like to see the university that I love and work for send what I believe to be a hateful message to members of our community.
I'm queer, and in just a month I'm marrying another woman. And so to have a company that has a history of speaking out against the marriage I'm about to have is really hurtful.
Lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender students, or LGBT students, say a ChickFilA franchise is a major departure from an administration that up until now did everything right when it comes to their community.
ChickFilA has this horrible history, which has now given it a really bad reputation with the LGBTQ community, so that if they come here, it would be a sign to the LGBTQ community that they are not welcome here. It's very hard to be like an LGBT student at a Christian university, but right now the university strives really hard to promote diversity and acceptance, and if I wasn't accepted, I'd have to hide who I was and be in the closet, which is a very difficult and depressing thing to do. Like here, I feel supported enough that I can actually be myself. It's very much a blessing because I don't have to experience like the physical violence that other people in my community have.
I had drive-by incidences where people shouted horrible things at me, and of course that made me feel unsafe, but that hasn't happened in the last few years, and I think that's really a sign that the university has come a long way.
For this community, the decision to possibly allow a ChickFilA on campus is so important that they are organizing protests and boycotts.
I'm prepared to protest and petition against it because I would not feel comfortable having this on my campus.
I think it would be unconstitutional of myself not to speak up and stand and defend people that are identified with the LGBT community.
In a statement from ChickFilA, a spokesman says, "We enter into licensed agreements on university and college campuses through partnerships with various food service companies. We have nothing to confirm at this specific location." The administration says they want to listen to their students' and teachers' views. They've already met with the multicultural organization, which includes the Alliance, the LGBTQ organization.
We sit on our morals and our mission that we are an inclusive university, so I think the university will make the best possible decision.
University officials say that they have scheduled a number of forums to get the views from students and teachers. Problem is, a lot of those students are leaving campus this week. University officials tell us that they will continue to dialogue with those students even after they've gone and won't make a decision until they have their input. In Valparaiso, Stephen Lattimore, Lakeshore Report.
VU officials are considering a number of other fast food providers. They're looking to make a decision and get the new food vendor in and operating by the fall. The Lake County Solid Waste District has been going through a bit of a rough patch lately with the dismissal of its executive director and questions about how district funds have been spent. But now a new director has been brought on board to revamp and improve operations. Lakeshore Report's Steve Walsh got to sit down with the new man in charge.
Lake County Solid Waste District has been under scrutiny since a plan to invest in a trash-to-ethanol plant fell through. Longtime Executive Director Jeff Langbin was removed by the board after purchasing an expensive gift for a staffer. He has recently been replaced by John Manier III, who has left a position as the Solid Waste Air Quality Manager for the city of Buckeye, Arizona. John, welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
There are a lot of challenges at this Solid Waste District. A lot of them, I think, is involve kind of the image of the district and sort of where the direction for the district. You can add to some of the issues that lawmakers just changed the rules, so the county commissioners here in Lake County are going to have to approve major expenses from the district. So it's not exactly a real show of faith, I think, in the solid waste district. I don't know. Do you feel you're coming into the sort of eye of the storm here?
Well, I've been here for about a week and 3 days now, and the board of directors for the district over the last 6 to 8 months have done a really good job of kind of reining things in, making some decisions that actually made my job a little bit easier. The decisions that they made, I was in full agreement with, so that was an attracting point to me. So the foundation built within the district that has occurred is a solid foundation. There's going to be some management changes. My style was different than the previous director. But again, the foundational parts are there. The guidelines that were passed by the state here recently in Senate Bill 390 by Senator Niemeyer, I think are good changes. And I don't really think it's going to affect our operational. We're going to move forward. We're going to build on the foundation that was there and move in a positive direction.
So what does forward look like? Right now you've got a very big recycling program, but over the years they've tried to, this trash and ethanol plant, sort of build that down there. And then if you go back even further, there was a proposal to build a landfill in Lake County. Is that the direction that this county still wants to go in, to try to find some sort of long-term solution for where their trash is going?
Well, there's always technology that's going to come and go. There's the big thing going on in the United States across the country now is gasification plants are being looked at by municipalities. St. Lucia, Florida has a RFP out that they have respondents for a gasification process. The community that I came from was looking at a gasification project.
Are you saying trash to ethanol, turning it into?
Well, it's not ethanol. It's basically turning it into electricity or a kerosene that can be converted into a diesel fuel. Those things are gaining ground, but they still have a lot of testing and a lot of vetting to go through. So I don't know that that's necessarily the direction that we're going to go to. The county is really kind of unique in the fact that it's got a lot of private sector operations. And so I think it's really going to depend on what the private sector does here and what direction they want to go in, because they're the ones going to make the investment in the community. So I think for us, we've got some specific things on the recycling side with the new 50% waste reduction goal that the state set. Our focus is going to be on those things. I'm not going to worry too much from our end about the disposal side or the processing side.
So you don't see yourself as coming here to run a landfill or run some other process to get rid of waste?
No, not at all. What I see the district in is a facilitator. If there is a private industry that wants to come in, we will work with the local communities where they want to locate. We will help with the vetting process. I do have experience in some of those analysis of those facilities, and so we'll help and facilitate. But I don't see us being in the business of operating or even trying to attract those necessarily. I think if there's a need, the private sector will bring that forward, and then at that time we'll vet.
All right, well, that's where we're going to leave it. This has been John Menier III. He is the new head of the Lake County Solid Waste District. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's great being here.
American diets to shrink waistlines and improve health. But can changing your diet also help improve your ability to remember? A new study suggests eating a plant-based Mediterranean diet supplemented with extra virgin olive oil or nuts might be associated with better memory. Catherine Dolph explains in this week's JAMA Report.
A busy market in the heart of Barcelona. Fruits and vegetables are plentiful. Shoppers line up to buy fresh fish, olives, and nuts. All of these are key foods in a Mediterranean diet. Following this type of diet has been linked to a reduced risk of heart disease.
We are surprised at the tremendous power of food and nutrients in foods to influence health.
Recent evidence suggests a relationship between diet and cognitive function. In order to better understand the potential benefits of a Mediterranean diet on memory, Dr. Emilio Ross from the Hospital Clinique in Barcelona, Spain, and co-authors randomly assigned 447 patients to 3 different types of diets. All patients were at high risk of developing heart disease and had an average age of 67 years. 2 groups were asked to follow the Mediterranean diet and either add olive oil or nuts.
They had to consume at least 5 tablespoonfuls per day.
The second group was given a handful of walnuts, almonds, and hazelnuts to eat daily. The third, a control group, was just told to reduce the amount of fat in their diet. Patients were followed for an average of 4 years and periodically tested on various memory skills.
The group with nuts did better compared to the control group in memory tests, memorizing names or words, while the olive oil group did better on tests that require a speed of thought, your frontal function, your executive function.
The study appears in the journal JAMA Internal Medicine.
They improve above baseline, not only counteracted age-related cognitive decline, but improve the cognition.
Memory function in the control group declined over time, consistent with what is seen with normal aging.
If you choose people before they have clinical disease, before they are deteriorated, when they are still healthy, and you change their diets, you improve their diets, providing high antioxidant foods, like they were, the nuts and the extra virgin olive oil, plus the meat and diet in general, then you can counteract the decline in cognition that everybody experiences. It's never too late to change your diet towards a good diet. You should change your lifestyle before you are ill. It's like you have a tremendous health capsule, which is your daily food.
Catherine Dolph, the JAMA Report.
In an effort to give you even more insight on region events, we're collaborating with the state's second largest newspaper, the Times of Northwest Indiana. Regularly, we'll have an exclusive preview of some of the top stories in this Sunday's paper. Today, we're showcasing the Times' new On the Job series, which this week features Michael Finney and his company Mystic Waters Media, which is bringing a new wave of social media marketing strategies to Northwest Indiana.
I'd been working in content development for about 10 years. Kind of started with small little print publications and then started networking with some folks that I wanted to work on other types of projects. but they didn't really fit into the mold of some of the print publications that I was working on, and decided I should probably launch my own company to get some name recognition and also to be able to make it legitimate, you know, in terms of taxes and legality and everything, and also, you know, get some brand extension and reach out to other people that need the same thing. For the most part, what we're doing is a lot of social media, a lot of blogging, you know, managing accounts, you know, on Facebook or Twitter, LinkedIn, primarily, but there's also things like Instagram, Pinterest, Google Plus to a smaller and smaller degree. And then what we'll do additionally is, you know, post blog entries on clients' websites, manage some advertising for them, whether it's media buys on social networks or other sort of pay-per-click opportunities, or if it's on our own websites, you know, like Dunlin Innovators, where we offer banner ads and, you know, native advertising content for them.
For more information about this story, you can log on to www.nwitimes.com. And for more information about any of our stories, don't forget you can always find us online at www.lakeshorepublicmedia.org. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you next time on Lakeshore Report.
Hi, joining me for this edition of Eye on the Arts is Michelle Golden, President of Books, Brushes, and Bands for Education. Welcome back, Michelle.
Hello, John.
So you have Books, Brushes, and Bands has existed for how long now?
15 years this September.
Well, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that milestone.
Yes.
And you do a lot of your program, well, at first it began in the schools during the school year.
Yes.
But now you have year-round programming.
Yes, we do.
So what is on tap for this summer?
This summer, we are going to be having a continuation of what we do all year, which is our vocal program for students ages 5 to 21.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we will be continuing with our instrumental program.
Oh, cool. So your students are, what grade levels do you serve?
Starting with kindergarten all the way through seniors in high school right now.
That's how many different schools participate?
This year, we have 20 representation from 25 different schools.
Oh, and what communities?
We have students from Dalton, Illinois, from Hammond, from Munster. A great majority of the students that we serve are from Hammond at this time.
Well, and that's because that's where you live.
Absolutely.
And are you a graduate of which school?
Hammond High, actually.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So tell us about some of the different programs that students can do.
This summer, we will continue our Let's Sing program, which is for students 5 through 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, we will have a vocal camp for students that are 8 through 21. And we will continue with our band program that we started over 10 years ago. That will be for students ages 10 through graduating senior in high school. We will have some students that just graduated that will continue with us as they attend college locally.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're starting a brand new piloted program this year, a strings program. We've had a lot of calls for students wanting to learn violin, so we'll be doing that also in a group setting to try it out.
So these are programs that the students wouldn't otherwise have access to in their local schools, or this augments that?
Both.
Yeah.
Some students have no access because we do serve homeschool students.
Mm-hmm.
We have students that don't have those programs in their schools, and we also have kids that just want to do more.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking also for a higher level of instruction, some of them, and our
Mm-hmm.
instructors come from the Merit School of Music in the city in Chicago, so the opportunities for performance are pretty great.
Well, that's wonderful. Good work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle, for being here, and thank you for watching. We'll be back again next week with another edition of Eye on the Arts. Eye on the Arts is made possible in part by South Shore Arts, the Indiana Arts Commission, and the National Endowment for the Arts, a federal agency.